not like I can get my kids to edit this. I would if I could. Jeez, that would be free labor. Keep that pop top sound in there. I like that one. Oh, welcome back to the show. Thank you, Producer Scott. Again, I'm doing really well with these openers that are not openers because I don't know how to be professional in my life. Welcome back to the show, Nate Lagos. Apparently, you just came back from flying through a hurricane, so that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Was it enjoyable as it sounds, or were you just sitting in an airport? Because you haven't been on the show for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've been on vacation for a week, a little bit of work travel the other week. But yeah, now I'm back. I was just in LA for a nice Postscript event.
Oh, jealous.
The event was great.
Their events are nice. Yeah.
Hit up Nobu, and I'm not a sushi guy, but like I was a sushi guy there, and it was good.
They can make anybody into a sushi guy. That's amazing.
And then long travel back, but we're alive.
Yeah. I mean, at least you survived it. I think that's the hardest part sometimes about being a D2C. I live in like the Denver, Colorado area. So there's like 4 of us over here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's getting bigger. There's like 30 of us now, which is fantastic. But I feel like if you're an e-com, you have to live in LA, New York, and for some reason, Austin is becoming like a huge e-commerce hub. And it makes me feel left out and sad. So if you're listening to this podcast and you like have events, just ping me. Just be like, Sarah, we have an event happening. Because I don't know when these events happen. Even though I'm on Twitter all day long, nobody tells me these things. And so I need to know. Anyways, so glad you're back. This is going to be a good show today. I have another trivia question for you, which I think actually will be very interesting for your ads. Because I saw you just launched like a whole new set of ads for Original Grain. If people don't know, you should know by now. But Nate is fantastic growth marketer over at Original Grain. They sell these really interesting watches made from whiskey barrels and all kinds of other reclaimed things, and you're crushing it. And so I always like to give you these little tidbits of science-based marketing hacks. I don't like calling them hacks, but hacks, mostly because I want you to test them. I want you to test them and then tell me what the result was. This particular one today, this specific psychology-based hack was able to increase clicks by 3x, like 3 times higher clicks when items were placed in this specific order. What do you think that was?
What medium are you talking about here? On emails,
Static.
on ads?
Yep, so static ads. So if you place your items in this specific, it's hard to say without giving it away, in this specific order, you can increase clicks by 3x. Just by doing this one very, very simple thing. Think very simple.
Like best from left to right?
Oh, that's actually a really good guess. No. Good guess.
I don't know.
One guess today?
Yeah. That's all I got.
I don't want to think about it. Okay,
guess.
I'll just tell you. Okay, so ad clicks were 3x higher when you place the items close together in the center and have as much white space as possible around the edges.
Whoa.
Yeah. So all your items in the center of the frame and your static with as much white space as possible around the edges of the like static image.
When you say white space, do you mean actually white space or just like blank negative space?
In this particular study, it's actual white, like on a white background with just like complete emptiness all the way around the image, which I don't see a lot of people doing this style of static.
No.
It's like,
I don't think we've ever done one.
Yeah.
I'll let you know in 2 weeks.
After I do it. Here's the interesting part, though. If you remember back probably like, I don't know, 7 to 10 years ago, everybody was running product like ads, right? Because we actually had retargeting back then. And those crushed.
Yeah.
Like all of your retargeting was basically just a product on a white background in the center of the frame. And it worked incredibly well.
That's interesting. Yeah. Is it on the theory of like it just makes people focus on what you want them to focus on?
I think so.
Is there anything more going on there?
So this one, and this again, I'll cite the source down below, but this comes from Araya Insights. This is from a guy named Thomas McKinley. I'm sure you've heard me talk about him a lot. His stuff is fantastic. He goes through and just like scours the internet for all of these scientific studies specific to marketing. And a lot of them are very specific to e-commerce. So his stuff is fantastic. Just shout out to Thomas. But it seems that like, obviously with all that extra white space around there, you can't really focus on anything other than what's in the center of the frame. Right. And so all of your like attention is going to go deep into whatever is left from all this kind of white space. And so if your product is in the center, it's just a little bit more captivating and enticing. But a 3x higher click-through rate, I guess click rate, technically click-through rate, because I'm not sure if this was on Facebook or not. Right. But that's pretty intense amount of extra clicks just by
a big deal.
Removing basically all of the noise is what they were doing.
We don't do anything like as drastic as going like pure white space, but we do have a format that's worked for us well for like a year, where it's 3 watches grouped together in the center, like kind of overlapping a bit. Now on all those, like it's over a photo. Yeah. It's got a headline. It's got some subtext on it. So it's not like quite white space, but the positioning is what they're talking about, where like the focus of the ad, your eyes immediately go to the trio of watches in the center of it.
I do wonder, just based upon like that one example, whether or not the white space could literally be anything around the actual product in the center, as long as it's just basically like dead air. Yeah. So you can have an image behind it. It just can't be filled with anything. And this is fascinating because right now, at least, static design follows a very interesting trend. So if you haven't been like watching how static design goes, usually we see a lot of UGC come up during Black Friday. And then all of a sudden at the beginning of the year, everybody's like, statics are working and UGC is dying. It happens every single year. If you track it like Sarah does, because I'm obsessive, it happens every single year that statics start working in like January, February. So the static design trends are also kind of cyclical. So right now we're going through this trend of like heavy feature and benefit focused, what would you call those, like badges? Yeah. There's so much stuff that like people pack into these static ads. Yeah. And I'm always like, it just makes me giggle.
Yeah, no,
like that's a lot in there, guys.
I'm so off of features right now. I'm like the least featurey I've ever been.
Hot take. Why are you off of features?
I think there's like a fundamental misunderstanding about what your brand's true value props are. And I think a lot of people, like for us, when we ask ourselves, like, how are we going to sell our watches? We subconsciously call out the differentiating factors that make us different from other watches. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the wrong idea. I think we should be asking ourselves, why do watches exist at all? Why does the category exist? That's all.
Who told you to think
inspired by
way?
You, by the way. But like, like we have leaned way harder into our messaging on our statics of like, you could put the headline on any watch ad, like any brand, it could apply to that, because all we're trying to do is sell a watch. We trust that they're going to buy from us because we're the ones telling them that anyway. And then we get into some features deeper in our funnel. But yeah, I'm so out on feature badges and like call outs of like, this is a detail about it that only the product development team cares about. It's like, you don't need to do that in a Facebook ad.
Yeah. This I find really interesting too, because we talked, I think it was probably, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, that we talked about a study of like utilitarian focus versus hedonic, right? Or hedonic, whatever, however you say it. Basically products that are built for pleasure versus products that are built for like utilitarian purposes. So I am curious to see, and I guess we'd have to do some like studies on this, some tests, to see if there's somebody who has a very utilitarian product, is being feature focused more of a benefit performance wise compared to like your product, which is very much like a pleasure focused product. It's possible that features just don't do well with your audience until they're down to the point where they're almost ready to purchase. So they're going out of basically not exploration phase, but like evaluation phase.
Yeah. The way I think about it is like, our ads are designed to convince them to buy a watch. Yeah. And then our website is designed to let them pick the right one based on some of those features. Like, it's not like your features aren't going to convince someone to buy from you or not. Yeah. They might just convince them which one to buy.
Yeah. Very, very true. I also think that, and for anybody listening to this, I prioritize statics heavily because they're cheap as chips to run. Yep. But the other side of it is, if you can capitalize on the deeper core emotions that people feel during the purchasing process, it's a little bit easier for them to be, what's the word? Like already convinced by the time they get to the feature research phase. Because half the time, like especially on Facebook, even if somebody's seen your ad like 3 or 4 times, they're still just kind of like wandering around the internet. They haven't really done a whole lot of research to figure out whether you're the one that they want. And it's I'm reading more and more lately about how much humans are affected by environmental stimulus when it comes to purchasing, and it scares the ever loving crap out of me because it could literally be like I didn't have my coffee this morning and that's why I purchased a watch. That's the scary reality of humans. Is there's so many exterior things that are influencing our purchases that I'm just like, I think I'd rather go for more emotional, interesting, entertaining, relatable content than try and just convince people based upon logical features, because that's not how the brain works. Interesting stuff, though, because yours, I mean, you're technically already testing this and already trying it. It's just not on a white background, but you are using white space. So
we've done one. It's on a plain black background.
Yeah.
That's crushed, and then some over photos where like the background photo is not distracting, so I think it kind of accomplishes that. But I'll put in next week's creative brief, do one with actual just white space and see what happens. We actually
like watch on a white background.
We actually just did a whole photo shoot on white. Have you seen that?
No, you haven't shown me any of those yet. I'm excited.
So we'll pull those up on the screen too, but all of our stuff for the last year that we've shot has been all like dark and moody and like mysterious. And one of the guys on the team, he's like, why don't we ever shoot on white? And we all looked around and we were like,
reasons?
We don't know. Like, let's not.
There's
I don't know.
reason to.
So
to Scotty's point, I mean, Amazon does it. That's all they do is shooting on white backgrounds, and it works extremely well for them.
So just launched a couple ads that are white. There's still some props in them, but like it's very like the watch is up front. It's clear. Like it's not a distracting like background at all. So I'll let you know how those do.
I think this goes down to, and this will probably be our last point, because I know we're just talking on and on about white space, which not everybody finds interesting, but I find it fascinating. So the interesting part too, this goes down into a little bit of platform psychology, where if you're scrolling on Facebook, and not a lot of people do this, when you're scrolling, I used to do this all the time. I had like a Photoshop picture of like a Facebook feed, just like sitting on my desktop all the time. And I would constantly take it into like Photoshop or Canva and place my ads inside the actual feed roll, so that I could see, okay, what does this look like if somebody is just scrolling? What's above it? What's beneath it? Because half the time, again, the reason white space works so well, especially for humans, is because it allows us, like you said, to focus a little bit more on specific elements. But it also breaks up the amount of mental cognitive load that you're having to like deal with as you're scrolling through a feed that has shit tons of stuff all over the screen. So it'd be interesting to test this idea of one specific product in the middle of a screen, white space all around it, because it'll automatically stop you depending on how big the product is, just because it looks weird.
Is your
less noise?
Is your phone on light mode or dark mode?
Mine's on light mode for some apps, dark mode for others.
Okay, so
is that weird?
So that was part of our reasoning for testing this, because we were like, the black when you're on light mode, like the black is a super stark contrast, obviously, but when you're on dark mode, like stuff can blend in. And I did a poll on Twitter, and it was like 60-40 were on dark mode.
No way, like, really?
Oh shit! And that's
actually a lot.
That's 60 people that followed my Twitter poll, so that's not like
okay. I gotta look that up. How many people?
But I'm a dark mode guy. I think light mode is crazy. You must hate your retinas if you're on light mode all the time.
I do hate my retinas.
That's got to be bad.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So according to a LinkedIn survey of 157 people, it's not that much, but like age 17 to 27, 90% of respondents use Facebook in dark mode.
Yeah.
90% though? That's a lot. And 56% keep it on all the time. Now, this is a quick Google search. We don't know how accurate this is. But like if this is true, and there's like a good 60-ish% of people that are keeping it on dark mode, what do your ads look like on dark mode? Holy God. This is blowing my mind.
That's a big deal, right?
No, that's a big deal. See, this is why we have Nate on the show. Because they're like instant, just, hey guys, maybe track the fact that like a lot of people are keeping their entire phone on dark mode and your ads look different on dark mode. Oh, geez. Blowing my mind. Producer Scotty, any tidbits to add here?
Can you end the show, please?
Yes. Do you want me to end it and then we'll do a game?
Try white space on ads. I got you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Try white space and try black space on ads. Try them both. Make the products clustered together in the center of your ad. How am I doing?
Gray?
Right.
What gray?
This is amazing. Continue. Gray
No,
space.
that's it. Follow Sarah on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I have a podcast too. More of you are listening to this podcast than my podcast. Hate that. Go to Tactical and Practical wherever you listen to podcasts. There you go. That's your outro, Sarah.
Show out. Thank you. God, Nate does it better than I do it every week.
Sarah, I just need you to say one thing.
Yes.
See you next time.
See you next time, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Subscribe,
Thank you.
review, share.
Yes, please review. I have no reviews yet. I need somebody to go on there
and
and tell
review
me that
Tactical and Practical with more stars than this podcast.
Tactical and
This one's 4
Practical.
stars. Give mine 5 stars.
Shameless plug.
The Brain Driven Brands podcast is part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network.